Hi, my name is Chris Drez, and I'm majoring in global cybersecurity.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Bautista, and I'm majoring in psychology and going on the pre-med track.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Kong. I'm currently undecided.
My name is Thomas Din, and I'm majoring in computer science.
My name is Sean Tumulty, and I'm majoring in general business.
My name's Natalia Ganem, and I'm majoring in pre-med.
My name is Sophia Venegas, and I'm majoring in psych.
My name is Evian Evanson. I'm a bio major on the pre-med track with a minor in music.
Whoa.
Like I said, having roommates, I'm in a triple room, so having two roommates that I have to be conscious of because I had my own room back at home, being conscious of their living preferences and how they just go around the room and everything, that I'm kind of worried about, but also the fact that there's a lot of work that goes into coursework for college, and I don't know if I'll be able to handle it or still be motivated through it all.
I will say, managing time is a big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because in high school it's structured, you go from this class to this class and you wait till the bell rings. In college it's more like, you can go to class
If you want.
if you want.
If you want
I mean, you
to.
might fail if you don't, but if you
Yeah.
want to go to class, go. And so not having someone there to be like, go to class,
Yeah, hold your
go
hand
to
up.
the class.
Yeah.
And not having a set schedule every day, that's a difficult transition.
That reminds me, my classes are back to back.
There you
I
go.
have
But
10
that's
minutes.
kind of also good because then it's just you're going from one thing to next. You don't have
Yeah.
that time where you're
So much
I'm gonna
easier.
rest and I can do this in this time and then I'll go
Sure.
to class. Then you get kind of at least with one class after the next you're going.
Yeah, you know you have to make it to the next
Yeah.
class. With the break in between, you're like,
Yeah.
what?
It gets
Now,
harder
you
to
can
do.
get lazy and be like, well, now I don't want to go to class, so I'm not gonna go to class. And then you don't go to class.
I don't
You
worry
fail.
about punctuality. I get nervous.
Hey, with
If
homeschool
you have
there is no
Dr. Locker,
punctuality.
If you have Dr. Locker, you gotta be on time.
Oh, I bet.
He waits for whenever the class starts.
Second, that
Yeah, the
goes.
second starts taking attendance. That's why I'm glad my last name's Aviv. I'm at the end, y'all.
Hey, T, here we go.
Yes, sir. I had time. I was usually the last one.
I think it's like Chris said, time management and just planning things out well, because that was the thing with being homeschooled is it's on you.
Yeah.
So basically that's just a transition for me. It's more of the amount of work and how difficult the work's going to be in the future. Even just getting the first syllabus, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Just for one class that I'm used to. So being able to manage the time well in a structured form, since I have extra time after classes, just get the work done. And so no, that's definitely hard, especially when you're at your house for homeschool, high school. You just gotta work on that. That's when you work on it. Just
Yeah,
I
those-
don't want to do it. Your mom's like, do it.
Those syllabi are your most important resource because literally just everything's there. I mean, obviously some dates are going to be subjective change,
Well,
especially
sure.
testing dates. Things happen, but
Exam due dates, I'd be like,
read everything.
Yeah, everything.
in that syllabi.
Everything.
Do not leave a sentence out because you may ask a question, and be like, read the syllabus. And they're just be like, well,
Just,
man.
Oh my god.
well, dang, that was a good answer.
So yeah. Is there anything else for that one?
Let's see. I think one thing I am most nervous about are my biology and chemistry classes. Because as much as I'm a science nerd,
Right.
when I was in high school and I took like a college biology or something like that, the lecture and the lab were generally in the same time and taught by the same teacher. This is two different teachers, two different subjects, and I'm just gonna walk in there
Yeah.
is that not what we do? Is that not what we learned? Of what is it? It makes me nervous because it's a bit structured a bit differently.
Yeah, no, obviously as someone who's taken the JChem 1, JChem 2, the Bio 1, Bio 2, with the labs, obviously, it's fun to interact with the material in two different ways, because you have obviously your lectures where you're learning all this math, all this material, all these concepts, and you have the lab where it's not necessarily that sometimes for Chem Lab it's a lot more structured with okay, we're using this specific piece of information that you learned in Gen Chem, and then you're like applying it to this and you're doing some of the math.
Sure.
That's some of the importance and how it correlates. And really, the lab is more just to see like you really trying to use that information in a like kind of like how a chemist would. And then biology's a bit different, but sometimes you're using like certain concepts you learn. But with biology, because it's just so in depth, like you're not going to be using everything you're learning, because that would just be really hard, especially for a freshman coming out the gate. But I would say don't be too nervous about like the difference between your lecture and your lab, because really they're always working together. I mean, literally, I had Dr. Calasoda, who was the head of chemistry, so he knew everything we were doing in chem lab. He's like, oh, hey guys, you're going to be doing this in chem lab. You're like, oh. It's like,
Great.
Okay.
Wonderful.
You know, so like they know everything that's going on. It's not at all separate. So it's going to correlate. It's going to feel just perfectly flowing together.
There's other people at school.
Well,
I will.
there's other people in this room.
Essentially, just like a co-op. Honestly, that's how I saw it. It was just like a co-op.
Video game reference. Love
Well, no, I mean, yeah, homeschool reference.
School reference.
Yeah, homeschool reference.
Real one, no.
The real ones, though.
The real no.
For real, for real. But no, essentially it's just structured like that. Just you come to class when you come to class, you leave when you leave. Sometimes you see people, sometimes you don't. You stay for lunch. It's a very free schedule, and it's very lenient. And so, yeah, it's basically just the same as co-op. You choose your classes, except you get to choose what time for this one, which, hallelujah, honestly.
Yeah.
But no, definitely just socializing more in the bubble and just being more receptive to other people and different teachers, not just your mom, who you know super well. No, I mean,
this is very
like, you know, who you hang out with all the time. Like, it's a different structure, but it's good.
That's good.
So yeah. What?
He said mom. He said what?
Yeah, what are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing. I'm just getting.
You're not laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm just giggling.
Thomas is just sitting there looking pretty young.
Looking
You're
good.
welcome. To base himself to nothing.
To kind of branch off of what Sean was saying, I think one of the things that helped me transition into like Mendenhall was just kind of being thrown into it. Just kind of,
Yeah.
you just dive in.
Definitely.
And especially the community that is there, like all the mentors and all the the
Yes.
faculty were very supportive. So it just, you felt like you were able to like make mistakes, right? And that it wasn't gonna like be a punishment if you didn't get everything perfect the first time. And so it was just a very good support system that was, I think, just embodies like the university overall. And so I think, like you were saying, like this co-op, this idea of everyone being like just thrown in together and we're all kind of figuring it out. And I think that was one of the things that helped me a lot.
With Gabby, what she said with the support system, I would say find that support system if you haven't formed it already. So I know a lot of people from Mendenhall, we already have that because we all went to school together for 4 weeks. But a lot of incoming freshmen, they don't have that support system.
Yeah.
I know, for instance, my own roommate's flying in from Chicago. He knows no one here. Some people here might come from the same school, so you can hang out. But people that don't, you need find people, make a friend in your class, something in your hallway. Have someone that you can just study with, you can go to if you need to. And be like, hey, I'm going to be sick today, can you take notes for me? Because I'm not going to be there. Have someone there to have your back. Because going through college alone, I would not recommend it. It's not something you want to do. Because this is an entirely new period in your life. It's a new adventure, and it's not something you want to do alone, by yourself. Find someone else or a group of people there that can support you as you go through this journey.
Absolutely.
Yes, especially people that you're in like a lot of classes with, because then you just like compare like, hey, what I do wrong on this one, like sit down and talk, definitely.
No, it's like oh, go ahead.
You go. No, you go.
Oh, okay. No, this is like really different from like high school in the sense that like in high school you're stuck with like the same people for like 12 years or something like that.
Four.
So then,
No,
It's 4.
Okay.
Who
Well,
are you
then,
stuck
like,
with?
okay, no. I'm saying like you're with the same people. You kind of just grow up with them like through middle school or like elementary through like high school.
Yeah.
So it's just like you know them for like life and all that, and then you see like the same people every day because you've known them for a whole
You're friends by
Yeah.
location. Not
Exactly. So then whenever you like go to college, you don't like have that anymore. It's very rare unless like you go to like if you have a lot of people from your school going here. So I know like I don't know anyone from my school who went here. So like
They're going to Samuelson State, U of H, A&M.
Jeez. He's just going down the list.
U of H, A&M, like those big schools, you know.
Those big
So-
ones.
I know someone going to Berkeley.
Dang.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
I went to a crazy high school, bro. There's some monsters.
That's
Some
awesome.
Beyond monsters under your bed? What?
monsters over there.
I also am going to not Cornell, the Ivy League, but Cornell in Iowa.
There's nothing wrong.
Not the really.
There's nothing wrong with Cornell in
It's
Iowa.
fine. Y'all are
There's
fine.
absolutely
See
nothing
this.
wrong
You
with
hear this?
that.
It's fine. Whichever school you go to, it's fine.
I pointed out just
Except
there's
for
people
Mark.
coming
Okay.
from all parts of the world to come
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be people from your neighborhood, it's going to be people from everywhere. People you have never met. Even if your roommate, you probably never met your roommate before. Unless you're one of the lucky ones that got to room with a friend, you probably never met your roommate with you before.
I mean, like,
Two.
I mean,
Her and Madeline.
That's true. Me and Madeline are roommates.
My
Nice,
roommate,
nice.
I had two roommates. I had one roommate that was from a Mendenhall, and then the other one, she was a Japanese exchange student. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Whoa.
I love Mo.
We love you, Mo.
It's Moeka, but we call her Mo. So, yeah,
I don't know you,
she's-
but
I don't know you, but I bet you're fine.
You're
Don't worry.
No,
watching
she's
us.
You're a
wonderful.
great girl.
I'll-
Don't worry.
that you're amazing.
Yeah.
I'll never
I'll
forget
drop
that.
the
Just the Instagram handle.
eyes. No, she's literally so sweet. But like, it's
She's great.
since like you're gonna be going here where like you don't know as many people anymore, so you have to really like reach out and like try to make those connections because it's not like you're gonna see everyone like all the time. So that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Large school with a lot of people going to
It's
it.
not technically a large school.
It's a large school in comparison.
It's a large school, yeah.
It's well. No,
Single
if you
school.
came not to a lot of public schools, but if you came from like a private school,
Yeah.
it's a big increase.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or if you were homeschooled, again, it's a if you came from a private school.
Class of one.
For a public school, this is.
This is
Say
small.
no
For a
so
public
much.
school, this is small, but for like if you came from a private school
Mm.
or a homeschooling, this is a big jump.
Yeah.
But it's great because I like going from like a really big like public school to like smaller private school because that's really what drew me to the school also just because like it's a smaller school and you can make like greater connections because literally everyone here is just great
Yeah.
and like it's I don't know that's what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean the people you find on this campus are, I mean, you know, they just are different, really. I mean, because when you're choosing to go to UST, you know, it is just a different feel on this campus because of how we do things, and really it's just going back to more tradition, and that's the point of liberal learning. All of these core classes are all of these core classes are very masterfully put together in the sense of they are teaching you obviously this information that they want you to know, but they're teaching you not because it's like, oh, we just need y'all to take core classes like you would in other universities. This is about developing you as a whole, and that is mission to St. Thomas, and I really do see that mission. It's fascinating to watch it happen.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of like nice people here that it's kind of intimidating. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Very
extroverts
true.
here.
It's so weird.
It's like,
Yeah.
I feel
It's like,
like I'm like,
nice
why
people
are
are
they
scary.
so nice to me?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's real Southern
Yeah, I
hospitality.
Could not relate.
Like-
You can't say anything. You're one of them. I don't.
that's fair.
Wait, what do you mean I'm one of them?
You're
all
one
the
of those people. I
mentors
don't
were
want
that,
to-
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
I tried.
If you're a mentor, you're one of them. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing though. Like
I don't hear
you
anything.
hear all the time going through elementary, middle school, high school, you hear all the time that not everybody's gonna like you, you're not always gonna like everybody. But then I mean that's what I was told, and I understood that perfectly. I come here to UST and then I made a large group of friends and they're so nice and I'm just like
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
how do I like all of you at once? What is this? Like
like weird.
It is a little
Just like-
intimidating at first.
It's
Honestly, like I didn't think it would be that quick. Like I thought, oh, Mendenhall, it's gonna be 4 weeks. Probably like, you know, the 4th weeks people will start talking. No, first week.
That's
Like,
right.
like,
First
at
week.
the-
Not
like
first
right
day.
after
first day.
like at the
That
zoo,
would be
I already
hard.
made best friends. Like at the zoo,
Yeah.
that was like
No.
the first week.
Literally within
Oh,
like
yeah.
the first
Yeah.
like couple of days, like me, Gabby, Maria, Shacia, and Noemi, we sat in like me and Maria's room, and we were in a circle, and we were just telling each other our life stories.
Yo.
And we like
That is
sometimes
so
if we
nice.
told them like something very emotional and like someone started crying, we would all just like hug.
Aw.
Yeah.
Adorable.
It's-
Half of us are like,
Jasmine and I actually met each other like
That's pretty.
before Mendenhall started, but
Like
at
early
the
registration.
Super Service Saturday.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Service
We all
Saturday?
did Super Service
Yeah.
Super
Saturday.
Service Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Service Saturday.
that's a postcard face right there.
That's how we like became roommates because we were like, hey,
Wow.
we don't know
Is
what
that how you and
anyone else.
Madeline became roommates too?
Yeah, it was at the priority registration event back in April, and
Yes.
I was undecided, but they're like, if you're wanting to do like a biology type major, go over here. So then I was just standing there. I didn't know anybody, and I'm like, okay, gotta pull out the extrovert in me. And so I turned to the first person next to me, and I started introducing myself, and it was Madeline.
Nice.
Like, this is so great.
That's how we met, and then let's see, and then orientation I met Bethany. Then in Mendenhall, it was just me, Madeline, and Bethany. And then it moved to having Spencer, Chris, Sean, and Christian.
Yeah.
The wobble
And there
tip.
you
Shout
go.
out to y'all if you're watching this. My homeboys.
It's a really dumb inside joke.
It is a very
Honestly,
Don't
it's
ask
the best
how, but
group ever.
Don't ask how, but Christian came up with the group name.
It's the group chat.
Honestly, he's my long lost brother. I swear. Like we have the same humor. I don't know how that works.
I understand
But
that.
seriously, man, like the relationships you will find on this campus are going to be like no other. I mean,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
got,
So
I
if you
got,
did
I got
Mendenhall?
this one. Right?
Yeah, Mendenhall. You should do it.
Like,
Well,
have
we
it-
can't say that because this is directed towards the freshman
This is the
class.
freshman,
so
bro.
it's-
Oh,
That's fine.
sorry.
But if
Well,
you
sorry.
know people who are going to be going to St. Thomas, and they're gonna be
Yes.
freshmen,
Yes.
Mendenhall's the way to go.
Then
I
look
was
out.
saying,
Yeah.